Hey, how you doing? I'm Jenny Boom Boom. This is Small Business Tuesdays, brought to you today by Domain Entertainment Group. Rick Ross and Jeezy will be performing live March 26th at Foxwoods, and Domain also has the Women Leading Industry Celebrity Brunch coming up April 16th. So make sure to get your tickets for both events right now at foxwoods.com. That's foxwoods.com. I have 4 incredible businesses that I'll be talking to tonight on Small Business Tuesdays, and people always ask me about this show. They might DM me or just see me out in public and they ask about it. How can I get on Small Business Tuesdays? It's so easy. All you have to do is DM me and say you want to be on the show. My IG, as you can see, is at Jenny Boom Boom TV. DM me. If I don't get back to you right away, don't worry. On Sundays, that's normally my day. I really get to catch up on my messages. I will definitely hit you up and I will set a date for you to be on Small Business Tuesdays. It costs nothing to be on the show. The show's very informal, but it's always a lot of fun, mostly because I'm so inspired by all of the businesses that I get to talk to every single week. So let me see who my first business will be that's joining me tonight. Let me see. Hi.
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 How
So
are you?
how do I pronounce your first name?
It's Hannah.
Hannah. Okay, I just didn't want to mess it up, Hannah. Hannah,
Yeah.
you are Hannah Anderson from Just Hannah Business Blooming Boutique. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Your
I'm super
business is
nervous.
fascinating. It is so fascinating. I was like looking everything up on you today, Hannah. And by the way, your website is justhannah.com. You are a branding and business coach for small business owners. You are a proposal writer. You are a content creator, a web designer, a self-published author, and a virtual assistant. You do it all.
Yep.
You do it
Yep.
all, Hannah. So how did you get started with your business?
So I started my business 3.5 years ago. It'll be 4 years in May. I was a pre-K teacher for 15 years, and I started having really bad anxiety. So I was diagnosed with agoraphobia. If you don't know what that is, have you ever seen Shameless?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what Sheila, the character Sheila has?
Oh, so
How
she
she's
was for home. Right, yes.
Right, that's how I was. So I was a pre-K teacher and I ended up losing my job. So I had to find a way to make money for me and my children. I've always worked. So I was like, you know what, let me see what I'm good at. I said, I'm good at designing websites. I'm good at anything that's creative because I was also a performing arts teacher. So I'm super creative. And I made a website. I put out business cards. I just started promoting my own flyers, all of my own content. And then it hit. And then during the pandemic, I ended up becoming homeless because remember, again, I had agoraphobia and I couldn't work. So during the pandemic, I was like, oh no, I'm going to lose my clients. So I did lose contracted clients, but I gained so many other clients. Like there's times that I don't even have to like post stuff anymore. And people are saying, oh, I'll refer to you from this person. So I feel like my customer service is amazing. So that's what brings people back to me. Like I know how it feels to start off with a business and you don't know any funding, you have no resources. So everything I learned, I teach to entrepreneurs. That's my target audience, is the upcoming entrepreneur and small business owners.
I'm really glad that you just explained that because I just named off about 50 things that you.
I can't hear you.
I mean, I know even from personal experience, I have no idea, a lot of times when it comes to how to even run my own business. I'm like,
Right.
It's hard. And when folks are just trying to like do something simple, like start their business or even get their marketing out there, or like you said, even financial, any of that, it can be really quite confusing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't hear the ending part after confusing. I couldn't hear you.
I said it can be quite confusing for these
It is.
businesses with even the startup.
Absolutely. I get a lot of business inquiries about that as well, like for grants and different things like that, and how to find which license is better for me. Should I be a LLC, etc., like that? And my whole thing is I try to teach people how to hold themselves accountable even when like storms and trials come. Because like even though while I was like homeless and me and my kids were separated, they were staying with family and I was staying on a friend's couch, I still had to push through. Like I still had to provide for them and provide for myself. So I know it's so easy to say, oh, well, I'll get to this business later. I got to handle this. So what I do is I just basically hold them accountable. I check in with them weekly. I ask them what's going on. What are they having problems with? If they're trying to find more information and stuff, I do their research and stuff for them. So I try to make it as easy as possible. Basically, I'm just saying, all you got to do is listen, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And then later on, what happens is they start doing it all on their own. And then they end up blooming to their fullest potential. And that's what my business is to help you bloom to your fullest potential.
Well, what's so great about it too, I mean, it can be hard a lot of times finding someone, you know, like when you're trying to build some sort of team, to find someone that can do it all, but also someone that has that hunger to want to do it all. You know, so the
Yeah.
fact that you're there as kind of like that safety net to make sure, you know, everything is running as it should, that's very, very important.
Yeah, it is. I treat everyone's business, I try to treat everyone's business like my own. Starting out, I made some bumps and errors, but I'm so like transparent. When someone says like, I didn't like this, like I'm going to do all I can to fix it. And if I can't fix it, I'm going to reimburse you your money. There's like, anytime someone comes to me, there's so many great reviews that because they say like, no matter what, she's not going to give up. There's times I deleted a whole website after I finished it by accident. And I had to stay up for 18 hours to fix that website because it was launching in 2 days. Like I do what I have to do because I know how it feels to feel like I'm getting disappointed because things aren't getting done or this person let me down. And I don't want to be that person for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it can be quite frustrating in that
It still is for
situation.
me. I still
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
It is really hard a lot of times to you know, like I said, find good folks to put around you. You know, it
Yeah.
can be a hard situation. So what is it why is it important for businesses to have someone like you in their lives?
Normally when someone's starting out a business, they can't see things from a bird's eye view. They're not able to look at the whole picture. They can only see what's in front of them and they're like, well, this is hard, so I'm going to wait. With me, I look at everything in their life. When we have our consultation, they tell me everything. They tell me about their children. They tell me if they're still working, because these are all the things I need to know to make a realistic action plan for them. And once that's created, I feel like someone like me, I'm very valuable to them because they know that even once they leave, they can always tap back into me to help them to continue growing. Like after the 5 phases of blooming is what I do. It's like the life cycle of a flower, because clearly I used to be a pre-K teacher. That was one of my favorite assignments. So it starts with the 5 phases to bloom. And then once they finish that program, if they ever need to come back, I'm like, hey, I got another business now. So tell me how to keep working in this business, keep my job, and still build this new business. And then that's when I come back. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's so great. What's the biggest mistake that businesses make?
The business mistake that businesses make, for me, was I didn't do like, as far as like the financial part. I didn't think about that.
Right.
Even though like in the beginning it was fine, but like I knew nothing about getting an LLC. I knew nothing about, well, I'm like, well, this is freelance work. I could just do freelance forever. Once I got an LLC, I was like, oh, I can apply for grants. Those are all the things that I didn't know. So I went out and got me a business coach because I needed someone to keep me up on my toes too on things that I didn't know. So everything I learned, I bring back to my clients and I make it super affordable for them. I even do payment plans. I'm like one of the few people that really do payment plans for their clients because I know how it is. I want to get started, but I don't have all the finances. So we just work through it like that. Yeah.
Right, that's crazy. So you offer a branding coach package. You have a resume bundle. You have study notes, the package. You have a grant business proposal package, a virtual assistant package. Can you tell me some of the differences in these packages? Like say the branding coach package, why do we need that?
Okay, so for branding, it's specifically on what you want your brand to look like across social media platforms and even in the real world. Like I have clients who I branded and I even did their signs for their business. And before they did that, I gave them a mood board and it shows them what their fonts will look like, their colors, what their theme and stuff will look like. So when people see their business, they know, okay, I know that font. That font looks familiar. So I know who that person is. So I feel like with branding, it gives you everything you need to start. It gives you the branding board, your business cards, and it gives you social media content, the template, so that you can go in and edit them yourself and apply them to whenever you need without having to like pay me all the time to come back and do it. So I feel like I set them up well. And I feel like when I look out, I love when I'm scrolling on social media and I see their content. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And like if I'm driving like over on Island Pond Road and I see Wings of Waffle, I'm like, I did that logo for them when I first started. So it's just like, for me, it's reassuring that people do need someone to help them brand. They don't always know what looks good and different things like that. Because I also do like wedding coordinating, but that's not something that I really put out there. Like, but that's just something for me. It's super fun. So I know what looks good together. And I'm not the greatest artist. Like, there's a lot of great graphic designers out there, and I'm very quick to share business with other people. I know what I can do and what I can't, but I know how to style. I can style something very well, and I'll be, just give me a chance. And whenever I do, they're never, never unhappy.
Okay, right. And it is very important to have that logo. It really is that important. So your resume bundle. Oh, the resumes, they suck. They suck to create. So tell me about this resume bundle.
So for the resume, a lot of people are still like revamping their resumes from like 2010. They're like, oh, I'll just add this job on. And then this gets long, 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 long. So what I do is I look at their resume and I take all the major jobs that they were at the longest, and I put those on there and those skills and those qualities on there. I give them a whole new look. I make it look more modern day, and it's more eye appealing. Like, some of the resumes have like their photo print, their picture on it. Some of the resumes have, like, if they have like a business, like their business colors on it. And I also give them a cover letter for if they have an interview. And if they don't need it right now, I always tell them, well, when you do, just come back and I'll create a cover letter for you, because it's part of the package. And it's always on sale. I love doing resumes. I think that's because that was the first thing I learned how to do when I was a teenager. That was like my first job, was how to build a resume.
Can I say something to you? The fact that you love to do resumes, I'm going to be hitting you up when I do my resume again.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
It's so tedious, I feel like. And it's hard to think back a lot of times. You're like, wait a minute, what did I do? So yes, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So what's your study notes package?
So for Springfield, Massachusetts right now, there's an ARPA grant, and it's for new business, small business, and nonprofit organizations. You can apply for a grant for anything you want within a business, and if it looks good to them, and you can like tell them like basically this is where all the funding and stuff is going to go, you get the grant. So for me, a lot of people were finding it difficult to apply for that because they didn't really know how to write a grant. So I was like, okay, I'll do a business proposal for you, and I'll also give you study notes. The study notes tell you, we have a consultation. You tell me what you want to do. I tell you where to find all the resources for it. I send everything to you in the study notes. So that way, when you're gathering information for me to write your business plan, I have everything I need from your study notes.
Okay. All right. That's great. Okay. You also have a grant business proposal package.
Yep. So the grant business proposal package is for like the Boys and Girls Club, places like that, who want to start like a performing arts club or something like that. I would write a grant for them, because when I was working at the Boys and Girls Club, I wrote a grant for a poetry club for girls, and it was approved. So that was just like something that I was like, I feel like a lot of businesses don't really know about that. So you have your regular business plan, but then you need like a grant proposal as well, which is completely different from your business plan and a business proposal.
Wow. Okay. And last but not least, your virtual assistant package. That's where you are just there for us, right?
Yep, that's there for you. People buy hours. Some people will say, I just need you to do like 10 hours this month on a project for me. And it could be like home health care, hair salon, baking, anything like that. And basically what I do all your customer service, your administrative assistant, I do your faxing, all that. All from my desk. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So tell me about your book and where can we find it?
Okay. So I'm a self-published author. And so my book is on my website. So through my life, I've been through a lot of things. I was sexually abused as a child. And because of that, I have a lot of anxiety now that I'm dealing with. Like right now, I'm super, super nervous. When 5 years, not even 10 years ago, I was hosting rap battles in Springfield, Massachusetts. So like for me to be scared to do this right now is just unbelievable. So through that time, I wrote a book, and I basically told people basically like my story and how like I'm here now. Like there was times that I wanted to give up, but I didn't, because I feel like there's a purpose for my life. And right now I finally feel like this is my purpose. A lot of people say, well, your target audience needs to change. No, not for me. I'm for the small business owner. I'm for the person who like doesn't have the income to start. I'm for that person who like, I don't have no one to watch my kids. I got to find a way. So in my book, it tells all of that. And then though it's heavy, it's super funny. It's really, really funny. And I'm actually writing my second book now, which is Pot Talk, the life and hard times of the imperfect mom. So that's going to be, it's about my kids' stories that I share on Facebook. Like, how you write a post on Facebook, but nobody knows the full story, just the funny part? It tells all of that. So I'm excited about that too. Yeah.
That sounds interesting. What is the best way to book you, to find you?
Um, I'll get a lot of people from my Instagram inbox and my Facebook inbox. You can always reach me on my website as well, but I always respond to like my social media ones as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And you have a special for the folks watching, right?
I do. So this is Women History Month, which is one of my favorite months. It's all about the she. So for this month, there's a business coaching package, and you get four 30 minutes to 60-minute coaching sessions, and then you also get a branding gift as well. So it's $150, and you put a $75 deposit, but because of today, you get an extra $25 off of that. So it's $135. Wow. Yep. And you just need a $75 deposit to start.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Again, you are from Just Hannah Business Blooming Boutique. I think we might have a quick question. Oh, someone just said, you look so pretty, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you do.
I'm probably going to cry after this because I've been nervous all day.
I'm so sorry that you feel that nervous about this. I know that things can be nerve-wracking. I deal with anxiety myself. So it's more, for me, it's more a stress-related thing. But I do understand that feeling of being scared. And I want to tell you that I don't feel scared on this platform, maybe just because I'm in control of this platform, but there are times that even though I've been doing what I've been doing for like 25 years now, I realize the other day it's 25 years, that I still do get nervous in certain situations. So don't think anything of it, because honestly, Hannah, you know, it can be nerve-wracking, especially when you're speaking about something you're so passionate about, like your business. So don't worry about it, girl. You did great, and thank you so much. It's great to have you on tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Take care. Bye. Bye-bye. And again, Small Business Tuesdays is brought to you by Domain Entertainment Group. You can go ahead and X out, girl. Rick Ross and Jeezy will be performing live March 26th at Foxwoods. And of course, they also have that Women Leading Industry Celebrity Brunch. It's happening April 16th at Foxwoods. Tickets for both are available right now at foxwoods.com. And follow Domain Entertainment Group at DOMAINENT Group, okay? Let's see who's up next here on Small Business Tuesdays. That would be... Oh, you know what? I was looking forward to this interview right here. Yes. Hi, Odette.
Hi, how are you?
So Odette is from O Deluxe Candles, and your website is odeluxecandles.com. And me and Odette had met previously because we did an interview together for shopblackct.com, because you're also affiliated with shopblackct.com. So welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I just want to brag about this candle club that you have on your website. Everybody needs to go to ohdluxe candles.com, O Deluxe Candles, and join that candle club, because you get interesting and amazing discounts through this. And you know I'm a big discount girl. So you sell 100% soy candles poured in small batches. You're from Bridgeport, CT. How did you get started with O Deluxe Candles?
I got started during the pandemic. There were so many persons looking for stuff to do while we were all at home. And I've always loved candles and always used them around my home. And I've always wanted to try to make them. So that was the best time to actually try. So I bought some fragrances and wax and wicks and started. And I just wanted them for myself. My husband, he kind of smelled them burning around the house, and he suggested that we sell them. And I marketed them to our church family and friends, and it was a big hit. And here we are today. A year and a half later, we're here chugging along.
And you have a really successful business. I mean, you are, wow. How many scents do you have at this point, Odette?
At this moment, we have 4 in our aromatherapy, and I just launched like 5 more, and then we had 2 for Black History Month that we still have a few. So maybe about 9 that are here right now that will be staying for everyday collection that we'll continue to have. And then our Black History ones, we'll have them maybe again next year or change of the scents. But we have 9 currently that will always be here.
And which one is your favorite? Which one is the one we have to get?
As I always, when I go to events, persons would ask me the same one and the same thing, and it does change. But I do like our aromatherapy scents because they're very relaxing. So we have one that we call Breathe, and it has eucalyptus and mint, and we have one that we call Sleep, which is like lavender and sandalwood. So it helps to relax you. So any one of those would be one of my favorite currently because I'm kind of feeling tired. So one of those would be good.
Okay, sounds great. And with the warm weather coming, I'm assuming that the scents are going to change again, right?
Yes, what we have done last year, because we started in 2020, and what we did last year, we started in the fall of 2020. So we had the fall scents and then the Christmas scents, and then we had for Mother's Day, and then we had summer. But right now, as I said, I just launched 5 new ones, which has a mixture of summer and spring scents that are in those 5 that I just launched.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to smell some. Sounds so good.
Thank you.
I love the fact that, Odette, that Eau de Luxe Candles, like on your social media and all that, you support a lot of other small businesses, especially Black owned small businesses. Why is that important for you?
It one of I've always realized, and even doing my research and even being affiliated with Shop Black, I realized that we need to have more representation. And if my voice is being heard, because a lot of persons, even when we go to events, and because I'm doing my research and I try to connect with other people, our business is getting known, and I don't want it to be just us, and it's not just I want other people to be brought along. So whenever I have a platform, I kind of bring like, hey, come on, let's share the platform together.
That's so great. That's amazing. So you should actually come out like one Friday when you get a chance, Odette. You should come over to my happy hour. It's Networking Fridays happy hour at Guilty Kitchen in Hartford. I know it's a little bit of a drive for you, but it's a really great place too because small businesses network with each other during the happy hour. People bring, signs or business cards. Some folks sell stuff right at their table.
Okay.
So if you want to come down one Friday, let me know and I'll promote that you'll be there so folks can come down and smell your candles and purchase them.
Oh, amazing. Because I remember when we were on with Shop Black and you mentioned that. I mentioned that to my husband, and he does like the extended driving, and he loves it. So I know, and I said it to him that we should do it. So it's on one of our to-do lists. So I'll let you know as soon
Right,
as
yeah, because also, again, because you love other small businesses, and it's really a very supportive environment.
right.
It's really great. So, and I love watching everybody kind of connect with each other and talk and come up with ideas, and it's just been really a great experience. So, so what's the best way to order from you?
On our website. So if persons like go to even through our Instagram at Eau de Luxe Candles, it's just one word. It may be easier, and then we have our link tree with everything that's there. Or if you want to go directly to our website, it's www.eaudeluxecandles1word.com.
Okay, and join that candle club. You will love the
Yes, because
candle club.
when you join the Candle Club, you get 15% just for signing up. And we just rolled out our rewards program, and that is in conjunction with our Candle Club, where you get rewards. So the more you shop, and when you follow us on Instagram, you follow us on Facebook, you give us a review on our on Google My Business, all of those adds up, and it goes. You can get a free candle, you can get 1,000 points, you can get money off, you can get free shipping, stuff like that. So
I
go to
love
the
great deals.
website and join.
I love great deals. I love great deals. Again, your website's odluxecandles.com. And you have a special for the folks watching?
Yes, for now until Friday at Friday evening, it will be 15% off. Use the code SHOPSMALL15. That's SHOPSMALL15, and you get a 15% off candles.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Odette from Eau de Luxe Candles. It was so great to
Thank
see
you
you
so
again.
much. Yes, and I'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Jenny.
Yes, please. Take care. Have a
Okay,
great night.
bye-bye. You too. Thank you.
Yes, and Small Business Tuesdays is brought to you by Domain Entertainment Group. Rick Ross and Jeezy, March 26th at Foxwoods. Let me see who is here next. That would be Devin Nelson. Devin Nelson. I think. Oh, there she is. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So you are from Family First Life Atlas Life Insurance Company. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
The longest title ever, but that's okay.
That was
It's
So you know.
I'm sorry?
That was not my choice.
Okay, well, that's okay. Hey, listen, I like it. Family, if it rolls off the tongue, Family First Life Atlas Life Insurance Company. You offer life insurance, mortgage protection, identity theft protection, final expenses, retirement planning. You do it all. You work with over 25 insurance agencies that, you work with on a daily basis. So welcome to you. What got you involved in insurance?
Yeah, interesting enough. I lost my dad when I was young. So back in the day, we didn't really think about that kind of stuff, or college. Everything has so much revolved and has grown, over the years. So it's put my family in a hard spot. I was strong and, a tough woman and pumping through it, put myself through school and all of that. But I think what hit me the most is COVID and so many people dying and so many families, being left just, unaware of oh my God, what are we going to do? So I've always sort of been around it because a friend of mine owns a state farm agency out in New York, and, family members, work for Mass Mutual, or, so I've been around it. And then it just got to a point where with COVID, like everybody else, what can I do from home? I have 4 kids. What can I do that's, part-time, that will work with my schedule, but that will still earn, a decent income, but something that I'm passionate about, something that I care about, and I, being that I worked for melanoma organizations before, I've always been this outreach kind of a person. This opportunity came to me, and I'm like, what? I think this is, the right sign. This is the right way to move. And it is so rewarding knowing that I'm helping families protect themselves. God forbid, something was to happen. A lot of times people feel that, life insurance is just something when you pass, that you're taking care of your loved ones. But a lot of people don't realize that life insurance actually benefits you while you're living, which I didn't realize until I actually, got involved in this. There's living benefits. So there's a cash value, like every month that you pay for your life insurance premium, the insurance companies takes a small percentage of that and invest it. So it creates this little savings account for you. So during COVID, hey, I was able to dip into it and take like 3 or 4 grand out, and it was a lifesaver. So that was nice knowing I had this life insurance policy. And then, it also has benefits as far as if you get, God forbid, a critical illness or a chronic illness, and it's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay for these bills? Well, you could dip into the life insurance policy depending on the severity of your illness and utilize that life insurance policy to help you while you're living during that rough time. So, this is like a great, way to save money. It's a great way to invest money. I wish all of our bills were like this. I tease because I'm like, imagine if we pay our cell phone bill and the cell phone bill company was like, let's just take a percentage of their payment and put it in the savings. Our car insurance, let's take a percentage of this and put it in the savings so we can dip into all of these bills that we're paying. And, we have this extra cash flow. But, that doesn't happen. But it's a nice thought.
Right. Well, you kind of just blew my mind because I have life insurance through my radio station, but I did not realize that they even do that, put money aside for folks while they're still living. I just kind of figured you do the life insurance just because, like you said, something might happen, I might pass away, and then my family would need to bury me and need the money, for expenses. Right. So I did not realize that they even formed that extra account there.
Yeah, and it depends on the policy you get. There's term life, where term life's different. They don't typically give a cash value because their insurance company is only covering you for a short term. And those are the ones that people usually use for mortgage protection, because I'm like, well, I don't need life insurance or mortgage protection more than 15 years since my mortgage is only 15 years, right? But for life insurance, there's a whole life policy, and there's called an IUL, Index Universal Life. And the Index Universal Life I love because it's an aggressive cash machine, it's considered, because you could actually overfund it. So let's say your premium for $50,000 coverage is $60 a month. Well, I want to put $100 in. So, the $60 goes to your life insurance, but they still take a portion of that $60 and put it in the index. And then they take that remaining cash that you were, that you put in, and they put that. So the more money you put into it, the more money they have to invest. So if the index does, like the market does well, your money does very well. But what's nice about a life insurance policy is that if the market drops, being that it's in a life insurance policy, by law, it's legally protected, so your money doesn't drop. So it can only grow. So there's there's whole life, there's Index Universal Life, there's ULs, but 90% of most life insurance companies or policies do have this cash savings value. And again, it's a savings for when you're living. So it's not just, you know, for your burial services or your funeral services, but, you know, to give something to my kids. Cause you know, I have 4 kids. So something happens to me, I don't want them to be a burden to have to bury me. But also I don't, you know, I want to leave them something. I want to, like, you know, do a last hurrah, like here's some money for down payment on a house or buy a car or whatever. I wish I knew about this when I was young and stupid, because now that I'm older, it's a little more expensive, because life insurance is based off of age and it's based off of how much coverage you want, you know. And a lot of people do that. If you have life insurance company through your job, most companies, once you leave that job, that insurance policy doesn't follow you. So it's always another policy outside your job. God forbid something happens with your job, you know?
Yeah. And also, like, a lot of times with your job, it's only the value is your salary.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's not even like, you know, you're getting like a huge amount of money or anything. You're just getting what your salary would have been, you know, for that year. So yes.
Have that option if you want to cover your mortgage and get $100,000-$200,000 policy, or if you want to just get an extra, you know, lump sum of $20,000 or $30,000 in case something happens to give to your kids or something. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So how much life insurance do people need on
well,
average?
It depends on their need, right? There's always the why. Okay. So, you know, a lot of times people that are older, it depends on their age, it depends on their circumstance. You know, if they're like in their late 60s, early 70s, you know, they pretty much just want to, you know, get burial, right? They're not necessarily looking for a cash savings or a cash value because they're older, right? You know, it takes a couple of years for that cash, you know, incentive to grow anyway. So a lot of times they're looking for, all right, let me just get enough to give myself a nice burial so it's not a burden on my family. Some people who, even if they're in their 50s or their 40s or 30s or 20s and they bought a house and they have a $200,000-$300,000 mortgage, well, they may want to get a term policy for the length of their mortgage, and get a policy that covers the amount of their mortgage. And then they also want to get life insurance as well. So that way, if something happens to them, then they have life insurance coverage that covers their burial, that gives to their kids or whatever. And then they have mortgage protection. So then that policy covers the mortgage. So they're all set. If something happens to this person, they're all set. The mortgage is paid off, the funeral is paid off, and their family has, you know, a little money to, you know, get by with, you know, depending if it's the main breadwinner. You know, so there's a lot of variables, but it just comes down to the need of that individual or the need of the family. If God forbid something was to happen to them, what is the dollar amount that they feel comfortable enough that would keep their family in a safe place or a comfortable place, what, you know, if they pass?
So the mortgage protection, that's for when people die, or can people access that insurance when they're living?
No, so mortgage protection is that you have a mortgage, right? So God forbid if you were to die, so that, you know, even if you're not the breadwinner, if something was to happen to you, your kids, your family, who's ever left behind has to struggle to pay for the mortgage.
Right. Okay.
That you were bringing in, whether you're the main breadwinner or whether, you know, you're a partner, you know, with your mate and you're just sharing the load of that mortgage. So typically getting out of mortgage protection is if something was to happen to one of the main breadwinners who are supporting the mortgage, then that money that they get from the mortgage protection pays off the mortgage. Whether or not people use it to pay off the mortgage is another story, but that's what it's meant for. That if that person is to pass, you know, during that 20 years that they have that mortgage remaining, then that money is supposed to pay off the mortgage. So that way the kids or the husband or the wife who's ever remaining doesn't have to worry about a mortgage debt.
Wow, you know, you're teaching me so much tonight because I didn't even know about that. So you
it's not like a special kind of insurance. It's just, again, it's a term life insurance policy, and you only get what you need. So I just placed a policy with somebody. They have 20 years. They have $190,000 left on their policy. Now, the more coverage you get, it gets a little expensive. The older you get, gets a little expensive. Those are the two things that could vary, because a lot of people are like, oh, I can't afford it. I want it, but I can't afford it. And you would be surprised. You really can be surprised the amount of coverage you can get for a very reasonable price. But so she, just for her budget, she decided to go with the 20 years that's covering her mortgage. And instead of going 190,000, she was going to go with just 100,000, because she's like, you know, even if, you know, something happens to me in 10 years, at least my mortgage will be covered. So it's sort of like a numbers game, sort of what you feel comfortable with, what you feel your health is like, how long do you think you could live out, you know, and what would be protected if, God forbid, something happens to you during that time.
Okay, so you also help folks that want to get into this field, Debbie, right?
Yes, yes. This is, again, this opportunity came to me, I think, like a lot of people during COVID. You know, it's like, what am I going to do? I have 4 kids, you know, I have, you know, 4-year-old. So it's like, what am I going to do that, you know, is going to afford me enough money to, you know, work and,
Right.
and about childcare, I think about kids' sports. You know, I know, you know, you go through the same thing, you know, and interesting enough, this field, this arena of being an agent, if you look back 5-10 years ago, it was a men's world, you know. So nowadays, over the last 5 or 8 years, it's been such an open door to women. And I am so elated. You know, the women that are on your show tonight that I've been privileged to listen to, I was so happy to see these entrepreneurs, these women, these strong, beautiful women just taking charge and saying, you know what, this is my dream. This is what I want to do. I'm a mom, you know, I'm a wife, I'm a homemaker, but yet I could still, you know, be an entrepreneur. I could still, you know, be this businesswoman. So when this opportunity came to me, it was like I could make my own hours. I don't have a quota. I don't have anybody to answer to but myself. I mean, there's a team. Family First Life is a team, and we have an office, and they're so supportive. But we have meetings, you know, at night, you know, once or twice a week, you know, just to sort of help each other out. It's truly a family, which I love the name because it's family first, and thus we're thinking of families first when we protect them with life insurance. But it's just an amazing opportunity, and I don't, you know, have to worry about, oh, if my son got sick and I have to, you know, call in for work. No, it's my own schedule. So, all right, I work, you know, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Those are my allocated days for my schedule. And if something happens with one of my kids, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to work from 10 to 4 like I normally do. I'm going to have to work from 11 to 5, or you know what? I'm just going to have to take the day off, and I only have to answer to myself. But the money is absolutely amazing. So anybody who wants to get into this field, you know, I'm opening up the doors to welcome them in, because it is a great opportunity. You don't have to be a salesman. You don't have to know a lot about insurance. We actually help teach that. We also pay for the training. It's usually a $200 to $300 course to prepare you for the test to take to be an insurance agent through the state. But we pay for that. We guide you, we hold your hand. And then once you get your license, we also hold your hand, get you leads, get you introduced to the insurance carriers, you know, that you could, you know, have so that you could, you know, provide insurance to clients. So it's really a great opportunity.
No, that sounds so great. It sounds like you're so encouraging and so helpful. So how do folks get in touch with you in order to, you know, find out more about this program?
Okay. Well, even though we have an office, it's hard for us as an agency to have a website due to the fact that we're not selling any products. You know, we're just there to, you know, support people and help them get insurance, because I'm carried with over 25 different insurance carriers, and I'm also licensed in about 12 different states. So it's nice because moms like myself, I could literally do this from home and call people in Texas and place insurance policies with them, because it's just stuff you could do over the phone, or you could meet them in their home. So people want to get in touch with me to learn more about how they could do this full-time, part-time, however they want. They could email me at debinelson@gmail.com, or they could more than happy give me a call or text me at 413-333-6581.
Okay, 413-333-6581. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. It was really fascinating talking to you. You like blew my mind, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about this stuff, you know, but I just don't.
But no, it's good, you know. And again, like I come from a sales world, you know, that's what I did years ago. And, you know, I traveled around, I lived in Manhattan, you know, I lived in, you know, Bermuda, and, you know, through my life and my years of doing different things, I'm a people person. And when you believe in something and you see the need and you see the passion for it, it just exudes, you know. It's just, and it's something you have to sell because it is a need. You know, you want to make sure that God forbid something happens to you, whether you're sick or pass or something, you're protected, your family's protected, you know, and, you know, some policies, like we discussed, there's a way for you to earn some cash. So it's a really eye opener to people who didn't really understand about life insurance and thinking, oh, it's just for, you know, family members who want my money when I die. But no, it helps you now. So anytime you want to talk more, or if anybody wants to just get an understanding about life insurance, even if they have policies, I'm more than happy to just talk to them and help them understand what they have. Because a lot of times people have life insurance policies and they don't really realize what kind of coverage they have, and they are blown away by the fact, oh my God, it's only accidental. I'm paying $33 a month and all they have is accidental, which is the only way they'll get money is if they die by accident. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I feel so bad that people have these policies and they don't even realize what they have. So obviously you could tell I love what I do. I'm passionate about it. I'm very real and very honest. So please call me if you need life insurance, or if you want to talk about it, or if you want to become an agent, because it is really, really a great opportunity, and it's freedom to make money and make your own hours and do what you want. And it's really good money. I guarantee you. I promise you.
Well, thank you so much, Debbie. And of course, just DM Debbie also. Check out her messages, you know, hit her up if you want some more information about it too. That's a really easy way to get in touch with her. Thanks so much, Debbie.
I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much.
Of course, anytime. No problem. Thank you. Thanks for being on the show. Bye.
Bye.
Again, Small Business Tuesdays is brought to you by Domain Entertainment Group. Don't forget Rick Ross and Jeezy, March 26th at Foxwoods. You can just go ahead and X out, girly.
Okay.
And of course, they got the Women Leading Industry Celebrity Brunch Summit that is happening April 16th. You get your tickets for both events right now at foxwoods.com, and follow at Domain Entertainment Group. Okay, so we're supposed to have one more interview. I want to see whether or not she's on here. She is. Let me invite her in and see whether or not I can grab her. Hi.
Oh, hi. How are you?
We still have Debbie for some reason on our live. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she needs.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you could do like a three-way live.
You can do a three-way live, yes, but I'm just
That's
trying
a
to
thing
see.
now?
I'm gonna get her off there. She looks like she's frozen. Oh, there she is. She's gone. All right. So hi. How are you there,
Hi,
darling?
good. How are you?
Okay. So you are Dave from
This
Queen
is
Pin
cute
Studio.
filter. Yes.
You are located in West Hartford. You are a certified teeth whitening specialist and certified tooth gem artist. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how did you get started with your business?
I think it really just hit me one day during the pandemic. I've had my business for about a year now. And when I was younger, I had braces. I had a gap, and my mom was like, no, I don't want you to have a gap. So I had braces, and I'm pretty good about, you know, taking care of my skin, taking care of my teeth. So I got them off early, and then I started with the whitening strips that they sell at CVS, Walmart, stuff like that. And then I think over the years, people are like, how do you get your teeth so white? And I'm like, the whitening strips. And then as I got older and I learned the importance of teeth and like how the part that they play in your everyday health, your life, basically,
Yes.
it's the first thing people look at when they talk to you. It's the first thing that people see when, before they even look at you, you're talking to somebody else way over there. Somebody's looking at your smile if it's white and it's blinging. So yeah, it started with that, with me just taking care of my smile and wanting to make something out of that.
Okay. Well, you have like a really nice smile. I'm checking out your smile when you're talking. Your teeth are very, very straight and very, very white.
Thank you.
So tell me the process in which you whiten someone's teeth. I've never had it done.
So basically, you would come, fill out some paperwork. I need to know if you have any medical histories, if you've ever gotten any root canals, any porcelain veneers, anything like that. Only because you can't whiten veneers, and you can't whiten anything that's porcelain. I'm also a mentee in dental. I work at a dental office as my 9 to 5 besides my business. I am basically, you lay down, I put these clamps in your mouth that hold your cheek open. I use a vitamin E oil to moisturize your lips. And then I put a barrier on your gums so you don't get burned. And then I use a cold gel. It's a hydrogen peroxide gel that we leave on there for about an hour. You lay under the LED lamp, and you will not see dramatic change in the first session, but you will after like a session or two, only because whitening is a process. I just want to make that clear to everyone. Whitening is a process. You're not going to have veneer white teeth the first time you come. You may see a significant change if you have super yellow teeth, or you already have white teeth, and you're just trying to keep them more white.
Okay, so that is the process right there. So where are you doing this? Are you doing this at your dentist office that you work, or?
So that I do through them. So I have a contract with my job. I basically do their whitening at their prices, but I also have a small business on the side, for people who don't want to pay those high dental prices. I have a home-based business, but we're about to relocate, so that's exciting. But yeah, I kind of just turned my home into a studio. I was like, I'm home all the time. It saves me time and it saves me money.
One person just asked, in fact, Odette from O Deluxe Candles said, how is the process for persons with sensitive teeth?
So if you have sensitive teeth, I do recommend, so people with sensitive teeth, if it's super, super sensitive, I don't recommend whitening, only because you can experience that extreme sensitivity after the whitening. So what happens is basically when you have sensitive teeth, I would recommend an hour's whitening, which is the advanced whitening. It's 60 minutes, it's $160. I'm always having sales. If you text the code QP23 to, I think it's 860477. I forgot the rest, but I will definitely post it. Text that code and you will get 25% off. So with sensitive teeth, I start with an hour. If you can't go the full hour, we'll cut it short into 30 minutes, and then you can come back for another session, obviously at no cost because you paid for that hour.
Okay. All right. Great. So a lot of people are getting these tooth gems also. I've been seeing more and more people with them. I
love
am a
it.
huge fan. I love them. I think they're just so cute. I know that some folks will get maybe just one. Some folks will cover a whole tooth. Of course, I'd have to be that person that would cover my whole tooth. I would be like, yo, I'm in it. Like I'm dedicated.
I'm about to do that.
Yes, I think they're so cute, the tooth gems. So how does that work? What's the process with that?
So the process is, what I would basically do is the same thing with the whitening. You would lay down, make you comfortable. We put a clamp in your mouth. It's called a cheek retractor. And then I would apply, I have to make sure your teeth are clean first. Please, please, please try to brush your teeth before any appointment that has to do with teeth. I feel like it's super important. If you have any cavities, you don't want to get stuff stuck in there. Another thing is I will not whiten or do gems on anyone who has cavities. That's why I always recommend to everyone before they come and see me, make sure you are up to date with your dental treatment plans. But the process of the gems is I make sure the teeth are clean, make sure they're dry. I apply an etch, which is like a conditioner to basically open up the teeth pores, and then I apply a bond, which is like the security. I apply the adhesive, and then I place the gem however you like it, wherever you like it, depending on the shape of your tooth. I preferably like to put them on flat shaped teeth because if it's rounded, the gem is just gonna pop right off due to like there being a curve.
Yeah, most people put them like on the right here.
On
right?
the canine, yeah.
Yeah, canine. Good
flat,
word, canine.
Yeah.
No, you work in a dentist's office. Yeah, canine.
Yes.
So, I mean, most people put them there, and I just think they're so cute.
Yes, I love them. I'm obsessed with my work. My god sister the other day, actually, she came and got a whitening and her tooth gems, and she's like, I hate my teeth. I put gems on there, and I was like, girl, let me work my magic. I put gems on there. She will not stop smiling. She looks gorgeous. She's like, I love them now. I'm like, I think the thing about gems is not just that it's blingy, it's not about the jewelry. It really brings a smile from like a 7 to a 9, possibly even a 10, 11. Like people go from like, I hate my smile to I'm obsessed. I love it. I can't stop smiling. People are constantly asking me, what is that? Like, that's really the Queen Pin Studio. I looked it up on the Urban Dictionary, the Queen Pin. it's basically a boss woman who runs a large organization. That's kind of what I want to do. Not run a large organization, but I want to spread smiles. I heard this thing that's it was like smiling is contagious. Ever since then, I'm like, that's what I want to spread. I want to spread smiles. I want to spread happiness. Like, if you smile and your smile looks amazing, the next person is gonna smile and be like, how did you do that? So
Yeah. I love that idea, and those tooth gems also. I think they're really good for folks like me that don't wear like a lot of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
I'm
it's like
minimalistic
jewelry.
too.
Yeah, it's like jewelry that's just right there on your tooth. But what's up with like the adhesive and stuff? How long do they last on average? Like 6 months or?
So braces, it's the same adhesive we use for braces as well. So braces last about 2 years, 3 years, depending on how well the person takes care of them. So it's the same thing with gems. They last for depending on how well you take care of them.
Okay.
So I've had mine for about a year now. When I first got my tooth gems, I got them done at this place called Tooth Fairy Gems. Shout out to her, Tooth Fairy Gems CT. She's my mentor. She did my gems a year ago and they've lasted. I've had gems that I put myself and they've lasted such a long time. I brush my teeth, I eat hard stuff, they don't pop off for anything. But of course, everybody's different. The care is different. Some people might pop their gem right off a week when they leave here. But I do offer like a week's warranty. If it pops off within a week, you can come back and get it done for free again at no charge. And if I'm feeling good that day, you might even get an extra one.
How much is it to get the tooth gems on average?
So I charge 60 for one, and because it can get a little bit pricey, I typically do, if you buy one for 60, the rest are 40 each.
Okay. All right. That's a great deal. So what's the best way to get in touch with you, to book you, to, get up in that chair and get your teeth whitened and get some tooth gems?
So I have a booking site. If you go on my Instagram, you click book now, you can easily find all the services. There should be descriptions underneath. There are different packages. I would say you could DM me as well. I also have a partnership with a jewelry store. So I deal with like diamonds and gold and grills and taking them off and putting them back on. Those are called my private services. So a lot of people usually DM me because they want to get like their caps removed, like those diamond caps that people wear. They want to get those removed to get their cleaning and see what's going on underneath. So you can find me on Instagram. I have a Facebook. I just, since I started my business a year ago, I haven't really been active on Facebook, but definitely you can find me on Instagram. I have business cards that I hand out to people. So I have a business phone number that I hand out usually to people. I think that's the best way to get in contact with me because I'm always so busy that I don't have time to check my Facebook or my Instagram, but definitely my business phone number, it comes through right away.
Okay, perfect. So Queen Pin Studio, Friday, if you get a chance, come down for the networking Fridays happy hour, because I know I've seen you there before, and come and hand everything out, because I know you were there for a private party, I think, the last time around, but you can
a Galentine's.
Yes, it was, right? So you can definitely, come down day and bring like your business cards and all of that, and just kind of spread the word too.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to. Thank you.
Yeah. You had fun when you came that day?
What, girl? I left there.
Man, I be having too much fun in there. I have too much.
Right.
They were telling me, you got to go home now, Jenny.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, the night had just started when I got there.
Yeah, I know, right? You had so much fun. Well, thank you so much for coming through that night, and hopefully I'll see you again at Guilty Kitchen. We'll hand out your business cards, and you'll get to network with some other folks. Your name is Day. You're from the Queen Pin Studio, and thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully I'll see you soon, girl.
Yes,
right,
you will.
This is Tuesdays, brought to you by Domain Entertainment Group. Rick Ross and Jeezy, March 26th at Foxwoods. The Women Leading Industry Celebrity Brunch Summit, that's happening April 16th. Tickets are available at foxwoods.com. Thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, it's Bad Marriage for Life. And we got a lot to talk about tomorrow night. So tune in at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Bye.